What if the reason you lack discipline isn't weakness, but a broken strategy? Most people think their problem is motivation, that they fail because they aren't strong enough, inspired enough, or consistent enough. But the Stoics would tell you that the issue has nothing to do with your character. Your real problem is the story you've been telling yourself about discipline. You believe you must feel ready. You believe you must feel motivated. You believe the path will eventually get easier. But the Stoics understood something most people never learn. Discipline isn't something you wait for. It's something you create, deliberately, in the smallest possible ways, every single day. We tend to imagine disciplined people as if they were born different, more focused, more driven, more naturally resilient. But Marcus Aurelius wasn't born with discipline. Seneca wasn't born with discipline. Epictetus, born as a slave, certainly wasn't born with discipline. They built it. They sculpted it. They trained it, through repetition, through honesty, through learning how to win the battle inside their own mind. And today, you are going to learn the same process. The first mistake people make is expecting discipline to feel easy. We believe we should only act when we feel inspired. But Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You will never be stronger than you are in this moment." He understood that waiting for desire is just another form of avoidance. Discipline rarely feels comfortable, especially at the beginning. It feels heavy, inconvenient, and even pointless at times. But that discomfort is not a sign that you are weak. It is a sign that you are doing exactly what you should be doing. Seneca said, "No one is suddenly excellent. Excellence is not a moment. Excellence is a process of showing up again and again, even when your emotions protest, even when your mind complains, even when your excuses sound convincing." And that brings us to the second Stoic principle: control what is yours to control. Epictetus said, "Some things are in your control, others are not." Most people fail because they spend their energy in the wrong direction. They try to control their motivation. They try to control their emotions. They try to control the future result. They wait for the perfect moment. But none of that belongs to you. The Stoic doesn't try to control the entire path. He controls only the next action, the next breath, the next step. That is why Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do what is in front of you with precision." Don't think about finishing the entire workout. Think about stepping into the room. Don't think about writing 5 pages. Think about writing the first sentence. Don't think about transforming your whole life. Think about what you can do in the next 10 seconds. Discipline becomes overwhelming when you make it big. Discipline becomes possible when you make it small. Inside all of us lives 2 voices, constantly fighting for control. The first voice is the voice of comfort, excuses, and escape. It tells you, do it later, you deserve a break, no one will notice if you skip. This is the voice that destroys more dreams than failure ever could. And the Stoics recognized this voice as the enemy within. But there is a second voice, a quieter one. The voice that whispers, stand up, keep going. You said you would do this. It is a small voice, and that is why most people ignore it. But Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. The true battle of discipline is not about the task, it is about choosing which voice to obey. The Stoic does not negotiate with the first voice. He does not bargain with excuses. He acts because he asks a simple question: what is the right thing to do right now? Not the easy thing, not the comfortable thing, the right thing. This question alone has the power to change your life. The Stoics also believed in the power of the first action of the day. Marcus Aurelius began each morning with reflection. Before speaking, before working, before doing anything, he reminded himself, today I will meet difficulty, and yet I will remain in control. This was not pessimism, it was preparation. When you begin your day with intention, you take control before the world has a chance to take it from you. This is why the Stoics believed in winning the first victory of the day. Not a big victory, a small one. Make your bed, drink water, stretch your body, sit in silence, write one intentional sentence. The action doesn't matter as much as the message you send to your brain. I am in control today. Most people lose their day in the first 10 minutes because they start in reaction. They wake up scrolling, they wake up rushing, they wake up chasing. But the Stoic begins the day by leading, by acting. by choosing. That is what creates momentum, and momentum alone is not enough. The Stoics practiced a technique called premeditatio malorum, the rehearsal of difficulty. Each morning, Seneca imagined the setbacks he might face, not to attract negative outcomes, but to immunize himself against them. He imagined delays, frustration, interruptions, temptations, and fatigue. This mental rehearsal gave him something priceless, the ability to stay calm when life did not go his way. Because he expected resistance, he was prepared for it. When you expect obstacles, obstacles can't break you. When you expect difficulty, difficulty becomes part of the plan. And this is one of the greatest secrets to Stoic discipline. You win the battle before the battle begins. But discipline is not just habit or repetition, it is identity. Epictetus wrote, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do." If you want to become disciplined, you must stop acting like someone who wishes for discipline and start acting like someone who possesses it. Identity shapes behavior. If you see yourself as inconsistent, you will behave inconsistently. If you see yourself as disciplined, your actions will eventually align with that image. You are no longer someone trying to be disciplined. You are someone who lives according to principles, someone who keeps promises, someone who does what must be done. The identity of a Stoic is built on consistency, courage, and clarity. When you adopt this identity, your old habits lose their power, temptations lose their attraction, excuses lose their influence. You don't wait for the right mood. You move because movement defines who you are. The Stoics believed that discipline is freedom. Seneca wrote, "No person is free who is not master of himself." To them, discipline was not a punishment or a burden, it was a form of liberation. Without discipline, you become a prisoner of your impulses, jumping from distraction to distraction, from emotion to emotion, from desire to desire. But with discipline, you become the architect of your own life. You make conscious decisions, you choose your direction, you build momentum, you create opportunities, you develop inner strength. When you lack discipline, life controls you. When you cultivate discipline, you control your life. So if you have been struggling, stop calling yourself weak. Stop believing there is something wrong with you. You are not weak, you are untrained, you are unstructured, you are fighting a battle without a shield. But the Stoics have given you the tools to change everything. Expect difficulty, focus on the next small step, win the first battle of the day, silence the voice of excuses, rehearse resistance, and adopt the identity of someone who does hard things. Do this, and discipline becomes more than a habit. It becomes your nature, your compass, your advantage. You don't need motivation, you need mastery, and mastery begins the moment you stop waiting to feel ready and choose to win the battle within yourself.